This video is presented by EA Creator Network.
Hello everyone, welcome to Simproved, Fry speaking here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 renovation. Today we are going to renovate the Nectar Bar that I built for the Horse Ranch expansion pack, and there is a behind the builds video that I will link down below and in the info cards. EA was so nice to ask me to build something for the new pack, and I told you that I'm going to renovate all of them, and here is the last of the three, which is the Nectar Bar called, I think, the Oak Barrel in the game. As you can see, I wanted this to look blended into the environment of the town, and since I had so many restrictions while building for this, I finally could do this with debug, with move objects. Move objects is like a game changer. Anyway, so this will be the way more cluttered, way more lovely and kind of romantic version of this Nectar Bar, or what I thought this Nectar Bar could be. And I think it looks way better now. So yeah, why not use that and, you know, put into your game and kind of have the same kind of Nectar Bar, but now more as intended. So as you can see, I changed the exterior wallpaper. In my opinion, this is going to be built out of brick, but like rebuilt on top of a ruin, because I will find some debug items that are from the ruin that is a little bit to the left of this build, I think, or to the right, depends on where you look like. And I thought I'm going to incorporate this in the inside, so we have lots of stucco kind of things going on. It blends well better to the neighboring townhouses there, and we keep the structure with the big window ceiling, so to speak, which is just a glass roof. So I always wanted to have that because, you know, at night you have these lovely sky, you know, you can look at the stars while having like a romantic dinner kind of thing. So this may look for some a little bit more like a restaurant. That's just how I imagined a Nectar Bar to be. First, I wanted this to be a lounge. Like, I asked EA, hey, can we make this a lounge? And I think there was this thing that the lounge needs like a stage and then also a seating in front of that stage, which is just very weird. I just didn't want this to be a bar at first, because bars always come with a TV. There will be the obligatory TV, but I hate the TV. I hate TVs in The Sims, especially since they, you know, they just stand in front of it and it's like not good gameplay. But also, why should there be a TV in the bar? I think this is like an American thing. Maybe they have lots of TVs in bars, I don't know. But I just think, yeah, as a European, this kind of, it's a weird thing. So this is set to a bar. It will have everything for a bar. See this more like a restaurant that I wanted to have. Like a restaurant with a bar. Like a real winery, like a real Spanish bodega. Like the ones that I've visited multiple times in my life. And yeah, this is what it's going to look like a little bit more. We changed a lot of the colors that I used here. So we switched to darker framed, more modern looking windows. I mean, we had the modern looking windows, but by changing them into black, I think it looks way better. And I love the big advertisement, or like almost painted on sign over on top, which is painted directly onto the brick, and I think that looks absolutely lovely. It's like this showstopper. So that's really cool that I could finally do that. I wanted to do that in front at first, but all of the signs were so small, so I couldn't do that because I couldn't, you know, size stuff up while I was building for the pack. We definitely have way more clutter and like stuff going on here, but it still looks very, you know, like a public place. So it's like not lived in with like clothes on the floor, but you know what I mean. So what I wanted to have is a little bit more of green. I mean, you know me, I love my plants, and I was actually happy that they let me keep the window boxes, the plant boxes on the windows there. So that's cool. And then I found these lovely red chairs. I mean, I've talked about the red chair from this pack, of course, and I thought this is kind of like a design element. I'm still not sure about the red chairs. We're gonna keep them in front because I thought this is kind of like, yeah, it's the bar with the red chairs, you know, kind of like a advertisement almost, just by design. And I thought that's kind of cute. Nectar, well, wine, could be red wine, so red chairs, kind of like a thing like that. I kind of first wanted the awnings to be also black and white again, but I thought, okay, maybe, you know, no one's gonna think barbershop by this building. I think not. You know, I was kind of like, okay, barbershop's kind of like this red and white thing in America, so maybe they will think that this is kind of inappropriate as a color theme for the awnings, but I personally like it. You know, I personally like it. Maybe the Americans can write in the comments down below what they think about it. So yeah, we made the lounge area outside with the deck, or the veranda more for. Also like real little seating areas, I would say. So this is way more for lounging, having like a day cocktail with the girls, stuff like that. I thought, oh well, not a cocktail, a nectar maybe. I don't know, the day drinking lounge seating area. And I extended the deck around it on like the front porch deck thing. More red chairs because I just think they're pretty cute. Now I could finally size down some of the trees and put them there because it looks way better that way. And now they're also not showing inside because the Sims team put 2 trees next to it and they are cutting into the wall and you can see them from the inside. So this is how you could circumvent that, by just making them smaller. So that's happening, and also I have a little planter kind of designated thing on the side between the trees and then also on the front on the right, because I wanted to have like way more trees inside of this town because there were just small little planters. Maybe it just doesn't make sense for this kind of environment, but there are plenty of green trees all around, so I was like, yeah, why not more trees? You know, trees are good for urban planning. It's great for, okay, I'm drifting into like very obnoxious themes here, I guess, but yeah, urban planning, very important. Lots of trees and not concrete, you know, having a little bit of dirt so that you have more water preservation and it's not so warm inside the city. I mean, I've talked about this in the Eco Recreation Center, what it was called, for Growing Together, but yeah. So basically that's what I did, and I think it looks way better now. It blends way better into the environment, but I didn't change that much. I changed a lot of the colors, of course, because on the inside we're gonna go with a darker brown. I used like a very light wooden brown for the beams because I wanted this to be like super renovated and has like really nice light woods and stuff with the contrast of the black wood. But then I found these debug pieces from the ruins and I was like, yeah, we have to incorporate them into the interior here because it's kind of renovated. You know, this is maybe stuff that's more in Europe because I've been to also restaurants that are built inside around old Roman houses. So they basically just have these kinds of wall pieces and then like real concrete around these walls. It's really cool integrated. And I think this is something that they tried to do here as well, to preserve what's still left, but also make it usable again. You know, it's kind of like, why do you always have ruins and like you can't even go there and use it like it was intended to? But this time you can also kind of, you know, marvel at the great old stucco ruin and so on. There will be a little nectar cellar downstairs. However, I couldn't make it big because apparently the Sims, the game thinks that when you put a cellar down there should be no shadows from the ceiling lights. And I was like, why is this a thing? So I have like big shadow issues inside this here as well, because it's kind of like an open space and not really a room because of the ceiling. I like the big glass window ceiling. And yeah, so we have a little bit of shadow glitches here and there because that's just not how it's intended in the game, you know, because the game build mode itself thinks, hey, we have rooms and they're closed and stuff like that. So the shadow thing and shaders are not working properly, in my opinion. Then I redid the back splash kind of thing from the bar, and of course we're gonna add lots and lots of the Nectar items that I finally had now, because when I was building we didn't have the kitchen counters. I think we had the big barrels items, but not so much other stuff. So in the end I couldn't really plan with these items, and then I couldn't put them in later. You know what I mean? Like I put them in later, but it was very rushed and kind of like, yeah, if I would have known that we get these items and how big they are and how they look like, it's kind of like easier to do a build around them, because then I can plan them in, so to speak. But yeah, I think it looks way better now. because of the bar background from the base game, it kind of looked a little bit too cocktail bar, like too modern, kind of didn't fit in. And I think this is the way. So it blends into this Nectar rack behind it, and still looks very cozy and like, modern kind of bar-esque, and not too Western saloon. Apropos the Western saloon, when we got the lots and like they told us the lots, who gets the lots and who has to build what, and I got this Nectar Bar and I was like, cool, I'm gonna build like a Western saloon. That's perfect for this thing. And I've never built a Western saloon before. I already wanted to do the whole, was it the Mariposa saloon from like Westworld and stuff? I looked at it, and then when we had the meeting where they went through all of the things, all of the lots and what they wanted to do for these lots, I was like, Steven, I think he's like the chief designing producer kind of person, something with design. So he basically told us, yeah, this should not be a Western saloon, like no caricature saloon whatsoever. And I'm like, oh shit, now I have to come up with something else. And this is when I went from saloon to, okay, let's do like a renovated church, and that I basically didn't do because of moral issues, where I was like, okay, maybe some people will be offended. And then I went to, okay, let's copy the houses all around and kind of make it blend in a little bit more. So that's gonna work now. So yeah, we still have the white tablecloth tables and the white chairs, because I still wanted this to be a little bit fancy. Kind of looked a little bit too, run downy because of the whole ruin kind of thing that I was going for. But with lots of the lovely base game palm trees, white cloths, and also we're gonna have some white curtains later. I think this is gonna, look kind of fancy still. At least this is what I would consider fancy. It's a very nice restaurant kind of. I wanted this to be more like a restaurant, It works as a bar, and of course your Sims will congregate at the bar more. And since the Sims don't spawn so many Sims going there. I think at tops I had like 8 Sims there, with just one of it being one of my household Sims, so maybe 16 or 20 can be max on like a lot. So yeah, they will probably all be at the bar, etc. And I will put in the front room, in the foyer, so to speak, there is a little coat hanger, and also there is the TV, which is supposed to be an electrical kind of menu thing. I'm pretty sure you guys have that over, in America, etc. as well. Where there's like a slideshow of, I don't know, we do events as well, and you can book us for your wedding and stuff, these kind of things. So I thought that's maybe what it is. The Sims will go there and watch TV anyways, but yeah, this is Sims gameplay. I can't change anything about that, but we have to have that TV. And then I did, in the end, the very cool basement cellar, which is very narrow because, yeah, shadow shader issues, I would call it. Very weird glitch, but okay. I didn't know that is a thing. Maybe I can send in this build or something. Maybe it's still there if you just extend the cellar, and you will see what I mean. But yeah, there's a nectar making item there. Your Sims can create some nectar there as well. I don't know if they can, if it's a bar, if they visit it as a bar, but I just thought they're gonna create their own nectar and mix it together or something. And so this is more like a storage room kind of thing. Sadly very narrow. I wanted this to be way bigger and have like this kind of like a wedding venue ballroom kind of thing. This is basically the build, guys. It's way more fancy now and a little bit more sophisticated. I absolutely love the ruin parts that I could integrate into the interior. By the way, I used the Journey to Batuu stucco in the end. So if it shows you it has Journey to Batuu, that's because the stucco is way better in Journey to Batuu and fits more to the ruin parts. But as you can see here during build mode, the base game stucco is also kind of fine. Should be less orange, a little bit more brownish. It's a swatch thing. So this is base game in Horse Ranch and just this one little item. we have some shading issues because of this very big glass roof, and this kind of messes up a little bit of the shadows, etc. from all of the items. But yeah, here are top-down view shots for those who want to rebuild this, but I've also, as always, uploaded this to the gallery, and you can find the link down below in the video description. And yeah, that's basically it. I really hope you like my renovation and enjoy the video tour now, and I will see you soon. Bye bye!